You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup, the best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
It's always a pleasure for me, Jonathan, to be with you. You were the first person to give me an interview when I came to United States, so I will be grateful to you forever.
I knew you were one of the best riders in the world.
Legend himself, Frankie Dettori. Ciao, Frankie. Tutto a posto.
Tutto a posto. Yes, that's a good start. So you haven't lost.
Exclusively here on Past the Wire, the Gio City Belmont Stakes seminar, live with me, doing a complete deep dive, covering every horse in all 7 graded stakes races, leading to the 157th Belmont Stakes.
Dornick, and my frame, it will be Dornick and Luis Saez to win the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga.
It will be with our collective handicap in focus. We'll fully discuss with Q&A after each race, this for maximum preparation, so you will be as informed as possible to make your very best window decisions on this much anticipated full card day at Saratoga.
National Treasure wastes no time rocketing out of the gate. It's a 1-horse race. National Treasure and Flavian Prat making short work of the competition, devastating them in the Hillendale Metropolitan Handicap.
For as long as we need, we'll focus to the absolute finish.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup, the best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
Hello, everyone. Here we are, another week. We got one more week to go, and then actually 2 more weeks to go, excuse me. All right, 2 weeks, 1 week. Okay, for the Belmont course at Saratoga. Well, let's first go back and talk about what happened last week at Santa Anita. Well, we tried, we did okay, but we missed our single. And then the one race that I thought was totally wide open, I had 6 horses in there. I really wish I could have hit the all button, but I was trying to keep it under 200. Of course, the biggest long shot on the board, or one of them that wins the race, pays $89 to win. So we did not do well on that pick 5, but hopefully you guys cashed in some, some exactas and a couple other things. And those who shot me emails we had a couple other winners early on the card, so we did okay to cover up basically what we would have played for the pick 5. So I know it's not a lot to brag about, but hey, that's how we have to do it sometimes. So we're going to head to Churchill Downs this Saturday. A lot of great stakes races there, so check it all out. And matter of fact, it's a very tough card overall. To play a pick 5, it's tough. but we're going to try it anyway. We're going for it. We're going to try to go for it. I want to thank Racelands here for all the tools that they give us to help us get this show going. And remember, hit your subscribe button down below there, and hit that little bell alert, so you get every one of our shows, especially mine, of course, obviously. And you can always get Gio and John and all of them. And then, of course, if you have any questions about anything buying or claiming horses, why trainers do such things, why do they change blinkers, why do they do this and that, or what about sales? How do I get to a sale? Maybe I can help you with that. Send me an email, or you have other questions on the rest of this card for Churchill Downs on Saturday. Send me an email, and I'll answer you. Everyone has done it before. They all know, everybody knows that I get back to them as fast as I can. So let's get into this. We're going to go to this great card at Churchill Downs. It's just fantastic. But like I said, it also makes it a little on the tough side. So we're going to look at race number 8. The first one we're going to do, the Shawnee Stakes. And here we go. The one horse, Where's My Ring? You probably, all the guys out there have always heard that from every one of the girls. Where's my ring? Well, it's on its way. Anyway, let's look at this horse right here. First, Pete Miller is the trainer. Like I said to you last time, I think Pete Miller had a horse we were talking about. Don't look at his numbers of late. He's been a little on the cold side. He's a lot better than that. And look at this last race. He did okay. This horse did all right. She just basically ran even, but look who she was running against, Torpedo Anna. Gotta admit, that's very, very tough. She ran really good, stayed up there. And the time before that, she looked excellent, going basically wire to wire. So this horse can definitely hold her own. And Luis Saez is aboard, a jockey switch. Okay, I'll take that. Everybody knows that I like Luis Saez. He's been really hot of late in the last 10 days, 29%. You got to love that. So this is an early pace horse or pressure type of horse. I think this horse is a major player in this race. Don't leave her out. Look out. I think she's a major player for that win column. Corningstone, the number 2. This horse, she last time out 100% ran even all the way around the track. Time before that, she got the lead. She didn't really look back. Time before that, she stalked it, and she did okay with that. And those were all with Leperoux aboard. McPeak is going to his number 1 guy, which is Hernandez. I know McPeak wouldn't say that because he does like Leperoux, and he does use Leperoux a lot. But maybe there's other things happening with Leperoux I don't know about for this race. But anyway, Hernandez is taking over the reins. No big deal there. This horse is going to be dangerous, a pressure type of horse. This horse is shipping in onto a track, wins at multiple circuits. Yes, I see that. She does win at other places. Is she going to be a dangerous horse here? Well, I don't know. I think she's just a step below these horses in here. So for me, I think she's going to have to improve just to get my attention. So I'm going to take a pass on her. And if anybody was going to take a bet on her, 10-1, I would probably demand a little bit more odds on that. Royal Spa, the number 3 here. Look at this horse. It's another one. She's got speed last time out, but it was a lower stakes. Time before that, she finished second at lower stakes. It's another one, by the way, I believe is a couple of notches below at least. She is a nice horse. Does look good. Pratt's riding. Let's see what they say here on the Racelands angles. Horse ships into track, wins a multiple circuit. The success is 5.1. Horse won last time as a favorite, which is a huge plus. This jockey and trainer combo is 33% in the win, which is very good, with 2% plus on the ROI, return on your investment. Like I said, another one that's going to be a pressure type. The question is, can they keep up with the one between those? And I'm going to say right now, no. Hoosier Filly. This horse, last year, she started throwing in a bunch of clunkers at the end of the year. So they gave her a little rest. She came back at the end of the year. In December, she won by 4. And then she's just been just missing it. The time before last, she missed. And then 2 times before last, excuse me. And last time out, she pretty much ran even, pretty much. The trainer and jockey, they get 15%. They team up a lot. That's not a big deal, you know. Hey, they're okay. For me, I think she's lost the step a little bit, I think. If anything, I would put her on the bottom side of my exotics, especially the tries. But for me, I'm going to take a pass personally. But that's what I would do if I was going to be playing this horse. Wild About Hillary. I guess that's only the Democrats are going to be saying that, right? This horse has got some speed, but once again, class is not there for me. She got beat up real bad against Torpedo Anna and the other horses that are in this race. I think this horse is really going up against it. Horse has a 5-furlong workout bullet, which is a good indication. It's fresh, ready to go, but I don't care about the times overall. I just want them to have a good, solid workout pattern. And this horse has got an early speed again. There's tons of early speed in this race. So, but for me, I'm going to take a pass on her. Alpine Princess, the 6 horse. This is an interesting horse. Last time out ran very even. The time before that pretty much ran even again against Torpedo Anna. Time before that did close, didn't quite get it, and sits right there. This horse is right there. This horse is a bridesmaid, has a tough time passing horses. So I'm going to take a side note on this horse. I would definitely put her in some tries. I would definitely do that. But once again, I think she's the type that has a hard time passing horses. So until she puts a couple of wins together like that, I'm going to say she's a bridesmaid. So I'll put her in the tries and maybe some exactas, maybe, but tries for sure. The 7, Jin Jin. Last time out, ran really good. Looked real good about that. I think this is a more come from behind her than what she did last time out. If you go back about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races or so, she comes from behind. The question is she good enough for this level? I think so. Is she good enough to win is the question. I don't know. I think there's 2 horses in here that could really win this race. You already know. I think one of them is the 1 horse. So who's the other one? Well, that'll be coming up here in a second. But I think this horse is more for the exactas, the bottom side, and of course for your trifectas. In Just My Heels. The 8 horse here. This horse is another one. Is a pressure type, sits close, can close a little bit. But I think this is another horse in here that is just a notch below some of these other horses. I think this horse is really going to have to step it up, even though it probably can with Rosario board, maybe so. But I'm going to wait and see on that. If anything, I would put her, on the bottom side of my exotics. But for me personally, I'm taking a pass. The 9, Free Like a Girl. Well, last time out didn't do so good, but then I think she was a little on the tired, didn't quite get her chase that she went wide on the first turn. She stayed wide throughout that race. I think it took a lot out of her on that race. And then Leperoux's jumping aboard here, which now we know the reason why with McPeak, right? Leperoux chose probably most likely this horse to ride. This horse has tons of talent. Finished second to Torpedo Anna 2 times. So this horse has got tons of talent, is a major player for that win column. I definitely see this horse as one of two horses that could win this race. She has the style to sit and pressure in this race. Probably even like the one. The one could even pressure a little bit. She doesn't need that lead. So I would say those two horses are the horses that I would be looking at for that win column. So there's the form part of the race number 8. Let's see what Race Lens comes up with, how they see it panning out, at least throughout the race, and their opinion. Well, in the beginning of this race, they see the 1 going out in front. Pretty interesting, because I think the 3 possibly could be your leader personally, even though at the midway they do have the 3 taking over the 1. They have the 9 sitting second, third to last. I can see that. But at the end, they have it the 1 winning big, 73.9% to win. The 1. Could probably see that. They have the 4 at 5, the 3 at 4, the 6 at basically almost 4 again, and the 7 at almost 4 again. I personally have it as 1, 9, 7, 6. That's what I have it at. The factors at Churchill Downs, in case you guys forgot or need to know: speed at 4, class at 5, form and distance at 4, jockey and jockey trainer at 3, pace at 4, trainer, track at 5, angles at 3, and then track condition at 4. Why track condition at 4? It's this track, Churchill Downs, is a different type of track. So you got to pay attention to that. They have to like this track usually to do something there, or at least work on the track a couple of times. Now they're saying the 1 for true odds should be 2 to 5, and you're getting 5 to 2 morning line. I think the 9's going to take some of that money, so I don't see it's going to go as low as 2 to 5. You might see even money maybe on the 1, but I don't see it go down to 2 to 5. So there you have that. We're going off to the 10th on the next one. Now, before we go to the 10th race, want to let everybody know, yes, once again, I'm starting a syndication with horses. Shoot me an email if you're interested. We've got plenty. Right now, we got some people very interested. We almost got the full boat that we need. We still need a few more. If you're interested, shoot me an email. I'll explain everything and see if it's for you. If it's not, then it's not. It's no harm, foul. But at least if you think you're interested, check in. Shoot me an email over here at Charles at Past the Wire for the racing syndication of some thoroughbreds here. So let's get into it. The last race we're going to cover here. Which will be the 10th race. It's the Belmont Stakes. We're going to go into this. This is an interesting race. I think it's very good overall. Solid race. But like I said, all of the stakes races is very good this Saturday there. So with that being said, this horse, the 1 horse here, last time out, didn't do much. Matter of fact, didn't even show anything. I think the horse really needs to step up. The horse went to the Dubai Cup, World Cup, didn't do well there. Hit Show won that big race, in case no one knew about it or forgot about that. Time before that, at St. Anita, the horse didn't do very well there either. My question is, why did they take this horse to the Dubai World Cup? I don't know. Especially after that race at Santa Anita, I would have questioned if this horse was ready to rock and roll. But anyway, For me in this race, this horse is more of a come from behind horse. I think this horse is going to have to wake up. Something's going on here. Needs to wake up for me to even back this horse in any shape or form. So I'm going to take a solid pass on this horse. 2. You look at this horse last time out, was running pretty even, and all of a sudden that was it. Had nothing left in the tank. But the 2 times before that ran excellent. So the question is, maybe something happened in that race. I went back and I watched the race on film. There was not much that I could see. The horse was running pretty close overall, like as he normally does. I just think it was one of those races that you could probably just say, we don't know what happened. Because every race before that, the horse was very consistent overall, even though when he finished second or third, very, very consistent, runs really hard, tries every time. So personally, I would just throw out that last race, and let's just say that was the fluke for this horse. So do I think this horse is a player? Yeah, I really do. I think this horse is a major player. Horse ships into the track and wins at multiple circuits from the angles. I think this horse is a major player. I think this is one of 3 horses that could win this race. So look out. Safi Joseph Jr. and you got Irad teaming up 28%. Irad's hot 36% in the last 10 days. Got to like all that part. This horse will be sitting close to the pace. Just not too close, I don't think. Maybe within 2 lengths, right in there. So I think it's a major player. The 3, last time out, looked good. Even got headed a couple of times and then started pulling away. Looked really good. Can't really fault this horse. I personally really like the breeding on this horse. I see this horse even probably doing better, maybe even on turf, maybe. But Johnny Velasquez, Todd Fletcher, the horse won as a favorite last time. That's a big angle. Horse ships in the circuit. Looks good. But for me, I'm going to say on exotics, bottom side, overall, at best, I think there's just a couple of horses in here, 3 horses to be exact, that I think are just a little bit too tough. So with that being said, at the bottom of my tries at best. The 4, well, we all know this horse, Mystic Dan. Your Derby winner last year, hasn't done much since then. Ran okay in the Preakness. And then last time out, just got nosed out last time. Getting hooked up again with Hernandez back in the irons. Should do better. But I personally think there's a couple other horses that could do better. And so with that being said, I just don't know about this horse's mental state maybe. This horse is going to have to wake up a little bit to beat a couple of horses in there. Horse for the course, yes. Horse does like Churchill Downs, won the Derby, right? But this is not the Derby. This is a different year. This is a different horse. I'm not saying this is a bad horse. I'm not saying he's done. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, sometimes they go in cycles. Sometimes they get in a little bit of a rut. And there's a couple of toughies in here. So he's going to have to bring his A game to win this race. Me personally, I think the A game is not quite there yet. I think the horse is going to have to improve, at least run another race that he did last time out to get back to where he was. The 5. Another interesting horse, but look at the last 2 times, really stunk up the place last 2 times. And even the time before that, a lower stakes race, really didn't do much there. I have a hard time backing this horse. Blinkers off, yeah, you might get him to relax, but there's not much to be said to begin with. So maybe the blinkers off might do the trick to wake him up a little bit, see if you get him a little competitive. But this horse really needs to turn it around big time for even to compete in this race. So I'm a major no on this horse. The 6. Last time out, looks like this horse ran pretty even, not too bad against Fierceness and Most Wanted. Time before that ran even, did great. Horse is right there knocking on the door. This horse does knock on the door big time now. Is this a major player? Could be one of them, but I'm still saying no. I still say, there's a couple other horses in here a little bit better, but you know what? Wouldn't shock me 100% if this horse jumped up and won, but I see this horse more on the exactas or the trifectas for me. The 7. This horse has got some speed. Might be your leader in this race, most likely. Florent is has always ridden this horse, I think all the time. Yeah, every time. Horse has always been right there. So this horse is going to be tough to catch, tough to beat, but it is a long stretch for this horse to hang on. So with that being said, I still think this horse is a major win column horse, but is the stretch going to get him? There's the big question. Is the stretch going to get him? But I think he's one of 3 horses that could win this race. He's one of them to beat, so look out for this horse. Don't toss this horse at all. Here's another one, but this horse doesn't have to have a lead, could come from behind. Last time out, this horse ran excellent from behind at Churchill Downs at 7 furlongs, but we're not going 7 furlongs today, are we? This horse will sit much closer to the pace, will sit very close to the pace. I think this one will be sitting right off the 7, keeping the 7 honest. Look at this bloodlines here. Look at Go Seal Zapper out of an AP mare. Gotta love all that. This screams this distance, a winner and everything here. I think this is one of them to beat also, one of 3 horses, and it might be the one to beat in the race. The 9, another horse that looks okay on paper, looks great, does well, has some talent, but once again, this horse is one of those horses going to have to really step it up to compete, especially against my top 3 horses, possibly even 5 horses in this race. Going to have to do a lot more to beat at least 5 horses in here. So nice horse. Can this horse get there? Maybe. I like this horse on the bottom side of my trifectas. I think he does have a shot at that. Don't overlook this horse too much, but I think he's going to have a shot at more on the bottom side of tries. And then the 10, another horse that's a pressure type of horse, going to have to use that kind of speed to get up there and keep with them. I think it's going to be too much for this horse, but there's a big but here. Do not turn your head on George Arnold and Luis Saez when they team up. 27% wins, and George Arnold can get those horses ready to rock and roll after a little bit of a layoff here. So let's just say this horse could be dangerous if he gets out there early enough and sits in the catbird seat, 3rd or 4th, real close to the pace. If not, then he's done. But I think this horse is going to be on the bottom side of my tries. Does have a shot at that, but I don't think he's going to beat my top 3 picks. So there you have that. So let's go and see what Race Lens has to say about this race and how it's going to pan out. Here we go. Race 10. They see in the beginning the 5 out in front. 2, 4, 6, 10. I mean, yeah, I personally think the 8's going to be sitting right there, right when they break. But by midway, I do see the 8 taking over the lead. Possibly you could see the 7 sitting right there, the 2 maybe sitting right there, and possibly the 9 right on his behind. So they see at the end of this race, they see the 6 winning at 53%. That's pretty big percentage there. And they got the 8 at 23%, the 7 at 4, or basically 5, and 9 at 5, and then they have the 4 at 4%. I don't quite see it quite like that. Here what they have. They have the 6 should be 4 to 5, and you're getting 8 to 1 morning line. I don't see this horse being going off as the favorite. I really don't. I think Mystic Dan's going to take some money. I believe the 7 will take some money. The 8, and the 8 and the 9. I think those 4 are going to be fighting who's going to be the favorite over the 6. I could be wrong, but that's my bet on that. They're saying the 8 should be 3 to 1. You're getting 9 to 2. You're going to be right around between 3 to 1 and 9 to 2, somewhere in there. That's probably about that. They are saying this race is a little bit more wide open than I'm predicting it to be. But you know what? Yeah, there's a couple of horses in here that could do some damage I don't have. Okay. I have an 8, 2, 7, 9. Remember, I'm leaving out the 4, Mystic Dan. Come on. And I'm also leaving out that 6. So, but that's how I have it. So let's go and check out my ticket for the pick 5. I am overdue here now. We've had a lot of 4s out of 5, and of course we've had a couple of 3 out of 5s, but we won't count those. The 4 out of 5s are sometimes tough beats, but that's just the way it is. But we're going to try to hit it out of the park here on Saturday. So here we go. The pick 5. I'm doing the pick 5 that starts on race number 7. So in race number 7, I like 8, 4, 3, 1. I'm doing the exact 8 over the 4, 3. But here's my pick 5. And the first leg, which is race number 7, I'm going all 4 of my top picks, 8, 4, 3, 1. Then in the second leg, which is race number 8, I'm going 1, 9. Like I said, I believe that's a 2-horse race, 100%. We went over that. And then leg number 3, which is race number 9, I'm taking my top 4 horses, 9, 8, 5, 6. And then leg number 4, which is race number 10. We just finished doing that. I'm going with my top 3. Like I just said, 8, 2, 7. I'm leaving out some horses, but I think this race, it's a good betting race. Let's just face that. It's a good betting race. So I got some horses in there with decent prices that should help this exactive. They're not long shot. They're just decent prices. Then the final leg, which I personally believe race number 11 is the most wide open race there is out of the 5 races. I have 7, 2, 8, 5. That's how I have that in my top 4 picks. In race number 8, I do 1, 9, 7, 6 with the exact 1, 9, and I'm doing a daily double 1 over the 9, 8 in the 9th race. The 9th race, I'm having 9, 8, 5, 6. The trifecta is 9, 8 with a 9, 8, 5, 6 with all. Trying to get some big price horses in there. The 10th race we just finished doing, I'm doing 8, 2, 7, 9, the exact 8, 2 with the daily double 8 over the 2, 6, which is in the next, 2, 6. 7, 2, excuse me. That's a error. Typo error. But anyway, in the 11th race, I got 7, 2, 8, 5, and the trifecta is 7, 2 with the 7, 2, 8, 5 with the all. So there you have it right there. And let's go out there and get Churchill Downs. Remember, if you like what you see, or if you want to check out the rest of the card from me on Churchill Downs, shoot me an email And once again, about that syndication, remember, if you want to in on that or just want to inquire about it, shoot me an email, and we'll go over that, and I'll call you, or you call me, whatever the case may be. Until then, let's all go out there and get some winners, and I'll see you in the winner's circle.
For 150 years, the Kentucky Derby has stood as the most enduring tradition in American sports. And in our time, one stallion is reshaping its legacy. Back-to-back Derby winners. His first son at stud siring another. A dynasty in motion. A motion that again has forward momentum toward Louisville, with another elite crop of 3-year-olds bearing his genes. Spendthrift Farm, home of Into Mischief.
Everybody, Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING. Get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Welcome to Past the Wire TV, your #1 source for horse racing news and interviews, handicapping analysis, betting insights, and more. Past the Wire TV covers the biggest races at the best tracks.
Courtney and Luis Saez to win the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga.
The Grey Wizard is absolutely flying. Champagne won. The Grey Wizard. Oh, it's very close. Leave it to the judge.
Like, share, and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Here comes journalism. Here comes sovereignty. And they square off. Head into the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.